And once again, good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Independent School District 196, we welcome you to Eagan High School to Wildcats Stadium and today's non-conference girls varsity soccer game between the visiting Warriors from Two Rivers High School, located in Mendota Heights. They're members of the Metro East Conference, and your Eagan Wildcats. Now let's meet the starting lineups for today's game. First, the starting lineup for the visiting Two Rivers Warriors. Starting with the goalkeeper, junior, number 1, Sydney Potter. Midfield junior, number 4, Mariana Houle. Forward, freshman number 5, Taylor Terenskis. Midfield sophomore number 9, Lucy Wedower. Defense junior number 13, Julia Terenskis. Defense junior number 14, Ellie Orpin. Forward senior number 20, Audrey Parnell. Midfield junior number 21, Sarah Wagner. Defense junior number 23, Emily Collins. Midfield junior number 24, Lainey Pick. And midfield sophomore number 25, Lily Leitner. The Warriors assistant coaches are A.J. Bamer and Todd Potter. The head coach of the Two Rivers Warriors is Carly Cheesebro. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our visitors to Wildcat Stadium today, the Two Rivers Warriors. Now let's meet the starting lineup for your Eagan Wildcats. They will enter through the introduction tunnel, starting with the goalkeeper, senior, number 1, London Anderson. Midfield, senior, number 2, Captain Megan Carlson. Defense, senior, number 5, Captain Sarah Breckland. Midfield, junior, number 10, Maddie Hobbs. Defense, junior, number 11, Yen Lee. Midfield, sophomore, number 12, Mallory Jensen. Defense, senior, number 16, Captain Mara Ganji. Forward, senior, number 17, Caitlin Riley. Defense, sophomore, number 23, Kira Waldrop. Defense, freshman, number 24, Catherine Cron. Forward, freshman, number 25, Kylie Weisendonner. There's one addition to the Wildcats roster. Please add number 21, Olivia Enning. The Wildcat assistant coaches are Kerry James and Dylan Ron. The head coach of the Eagan Wildcats is Sherry Ekstrom. Ladies and gentlemen, your Eagan Wildcats. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise? Today, Saturday, September 11th, marks 20 years since nearly 3,000 people tragically lost their lives during multiple attacks at the World Trade Center towers, the Pentagon in Pennsylvania, and on the hijacked airplanes. We recognize the lives lost represent people from the United States and across the world. In their honor, and to commemorate the bravery of all who responded, we will have a moment of silence. This is a time to reflect on America's resilience and ability to heal when we work together. Please reflect during this moment of silence. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
sunny day in here in Eagan, Minnesota for today's girls varsity matchup between the Two Rivers Warriors and your Eagan Wildcats. My name is Skip Newton, happy to be back, looking for a big W today for the Eagan Wildcats, and I'm joined by Nathan Cron. Nathan, I don't want to get too aggressive in this statement, but I feel like this could be one of those, we need a win here to get that ugly taste out of our mouths from Thursday's loss to Rosemount. What do you think?
Yeah, it was a great game against, it was good. It was a great team, a great Rosemount team that Eagan was facing. Rosemount looked every bit the number 2 ranked team in the state, but you're absolutely right. After the run of play, which has seen the Wildcats lose 3 games in a row, this is a big game, and they really need a win.
Yeah, Two Rivers comes in 1-0 in the Metro East, 2-1 overall. Their only loss was a 3-2 overtime loss to White Bear Lake. Of course, the Eagan Wildcats won their first game and then have lost 3 consecutive, so they are 1-3 and 0-1 in the South Suburban play. Eagan has possession to start the game. They are in their usual home green, going left to right.
Wildcats kick off.
They're going to play it deep, as is customary for the Wildcats when they get started. What we're looking for today is more pressure on the defenders of Two Rivers and more shots on goal. They need to get more scoring opportunities than they have recently. Of course, they've been shut out 2 straight games, so scoring goals has been a problem lately. They need to get over that and get started. Ideally, early would be preferred.
Looks like the Wildcats have moved some personnel around a little bit too with their lineup, and I think that's probably a reaction to what they've been seeing over the last handful of games on film, and we'll talk about that as the game progresses. But I think that shows Coach Ekstrom and the staff really trying to put these players in the best position they can be to be successful. Hopefully they're going to be successful today.
Yeah, I did talk to Ekstrom a little bit yesterday, and she said she wanted to work with the team in yesterday's practice on staying connected in the middle third and the attacking third and putting more opportunities on goal, because we saw a lot of chances last time die because the girl with the ball was by herself and really didn't have anyone to pass to. However, an early scoring opportunity here as we get a corner kick early in the game.
Riley, number 17.
Ball is free in the middle. Eagan trying to get a foot on it, can't. Still open. Coming in to play it is Eagan. They can't get a shot as that one's blocked. Well defended there by Two Rivers, but man, that was a good scoring chance as that ball was just sitting right in the middle, right about the 6. Two Rivers goalkeeper could not play it. That's Sydney Potter in goal. So a good scoring chance. Unfortunately, no shots on goal out of it, but I like the pressure early.
Eagan's returned to their 4 at the back, 3 midfield. At least they appear to have gone 4 at the back, 3 midfield, and 3 forwards. They had switched in the second half of the Rosemount game to a different formation. We'll see if this formation, which is what they've played already this year, fairly consistently, we'll see if that formation pays off.
One of the things I like early there is winning the goal kick and booting it right back down the field. Now, it didn't result in possession. It results in another goal kick, but keep the ball in their half of the field. Let's keep the pressure on and see if we can't get a couple of really good shots. Big boot goes to about the 40-yard line on the football field. Two Rivers able to control. Now they bring it down the near touch line. This is Audrey Parnell, number 20, the leading scorer for Two Rivers. So I expect that we're going to be saying her name a lot today, hopefully not in goals scored, but just amount of possession on the ball.
Well, it's something, having Parnell is something Two Rivers has, a luxury of, and that's, somebody who is a bona fide, threat, a scorer, a player who's going to, be ruthless in putting the ball in the net, and that's what the Wildcats really have missed so far this year. There hasn't been a player on this team so far that has demonstrated I am the person who is always going to take the shot, who's always going to put it on frame, who you can count on to create offense.
Yeah, that's a great observation. I was actually thinking about that this morning. They need someone to step up and make a big play. And, you look towards perhaps the seniors on your team, the leaders there, or one of your captains to step up. It doesn't really matter who, but they need someone to provide that spark. So far, Eagan looking good in winning 50-50 balls as well, and that was something that they didn't do a lot of on Thursday night. So an encouraging sign here early in the game. Of course, we're just 4 minutes in. Ball gets thrown in the box and then kicked in deeper by Two Rivers. Here's Cron on the near side trying to control the bouncing ball, getting it up to Yin Lee if she can. Nice little short pass there. Nice move by Lee. Stolen by Two Rivers, Lily Leitner. Lee wins it back, battling 1-on-2. Able to earn the throw-in. So good work there on Lee as she was battling a couple defenders and was able to maintain possession for the Wildcats. Cron with the throw, looking for Riley.
And one of those changes has moved Cron from the center back position to the outside right back position. So Cron's taking throw-ins, and previously she hadn't done so.
There was a big one that got through everyone and into the middle box. Here we're going to have a shot from outside. Tough volley. Did not get it the way she wanted. So that's cleared out easily by Two Rivers. This one played harmlessly into the goal. So that shot was by Maddie Hobbs, number 10. Really plays that center back midfielder, that holding mid position, or the number 6. So her shots are typically going to be from farther out. Here's Meg Carlson controlling. She's going to go outside to Kate Cron. He's going to give it a big boot up near the 18. This one's going to get in there to the keeper, unfortunately. I like the aggressive attack. That's a good ball into the 18. If the timing is just a little bit different on the run by the far forward, that could have been a great scoring chance.
All the way up here in the box, we can hear Maddie Hobbs directing traffic down there. That's something that I don't remember hearing. Now, granted, we had a little bigger crowd against the Rosemont Irish, but I don't remember hearing a lot of directing traffic and a lot of talking with these girls, especially in the midfield. The fact that we can hear Hobbs up here directing traffic and helping girls out, knowing where to go, I think that's definitely a positive sign for these Wildcats.
Yeah, and that's an important position and really a role for that number 6, because she's further back than the other midfielders and certainly the forwards. She can get a view of the field that a lot of those players can't, and that puts her in a position to really help them out so they can see, she can help them see things that maybe they can't see. Oh, there's a nice header try, and they're just over the head of the streaking Wildcat forward. This one's going to be played out. Kate's right there to put the pressure back, and she's got time. Nice pass to Meg Carlson inside. She's going to take a right-footed shot. Tried to get the tip there is Eagan. A little misdirect, a.k.a. hockey.
Shot taken, number 2, Megan Carlson.
It's funny how you can change direction on a shot, and if the goalkeeper is caught leaning one way, that can really throw things off. Unable to execute, but I like the attempt. Eagan already putting on more pressure here in the first 7 minutes than they did in the entire first half of the last game.
Yeah, look at the spacing, Skip. Look at the spacing of the players. Look how much space and green space there is between the different Eagan players and how they have how much room they have.
Hobbs attacked from the backside and just holds her ground so steadily. The other girl fell down. Great body control and toughness there by Hobbs as she did a cross. Nice diving save by Potter to prevent any sort of shot. There's Meg Carlson again playing that goal kick. Cron steps up nicely. Looking for Riley. That one gets by her and the defenders, and this will go back to Potter again.
Another one of those lineup changes, moving Kate Riley from the outside forward position to the center forward position, and having Lauren Rockford come from the bench, is going to give a little bit of a different flavor to the Eagan attack.
I do like mixing things up a little bit. I think that's important. As I said, before the game started, I do feel like this is a must-win game for the Wildcats. I know it's early. I know it's not even a conference game, but we've got 3 more games in the next 8 days after today. So 4 and 8 days total. And you want to set the tone right for really what's going to be a big week of soccer. If they can win today, and then that gets their confidence going. They got 2 games coming up, I think Monday, Tuesday, if I remember correctly. That would be huge to get a win. They're going to get some confidence, and then they can hit the South Suburban games, playing their best soccer of the season and get some momentum going.
That's a lovely switch of the field by the Wildcats that time. Strung together at least 7 or 8 passes.
And that's something we didn't see the other night too. So all around looking really good. Here's a pass back to the goalkeeper. Of course, she can't pick that up when it's intentionally passed back to her by a teammate with the foot. So she has to keep that on the ground. Kira Waldrop will throw it in on the far side. Nice little give and go there back to Waldrop. She centers it into the 18. So they're really getting that ball into the middle, looking for a scoring chance. Here's Brecklin pressuring from behind. Carlson comes back to help. Hobbs is on it, back to Cron. Nice move by Cron, again showing strength on the balls. She got bodied, but didn't let it deter. Unfortunately, touches a little bit too far and goes out of bounds.
Two Rivers into the game.
Yeah, Leitner showing a physical presence there along with Cron. And as you say, Skip, before the game, Parnell, number 20, is going to see this ball a lot. It seems like, early in this game that Two Rivers definitely and really looking for Parnell to jumpstart that offense.
Parnell plays that down the line, and it's just not going out of bounds. I think it's going to come to a dead stop. Good effort there by Brecklin that's Ganji trying to let that ball go out, but it just died. Fortunately, Eagan wins it in the middle. Now they're coming up on the counter attack. They do have numbers. Unfortunately, that one's going to go too far. I don't think that one's going to come to a stop as it goes out of bounds on the far touchline. Two Rivers throw, but nice play by the Eagan defense to get it out of there quickly.
For anybody watching, not exactly sure where Two Rivers is located, the Two Rivers High School is formerly known as Henry Sibley High School. The name of the high school changed this year, so that's why we're...
Here's a shot from Megan Carlson. Can't get enough on it, but she's got the rebound. And here's a shot and a goal! A great shot and goal as it went off Carlson right to a teammate. Eagan strikes first. That is the hot start we were looking for, just 10.5 minutes into the first half. Eagan Wildcats 1, Two Rivers 0. They are off the goal-scoring Schneid.
Well, that's the kind of work that you need from your senior captain. Carlson creating an opportunity, getting the shot's blocked, and Riley there puts it into the net, leaving no doubt. That's definitely what the Wildcats needed. A great start. I mean, with the possession they've had, Skip, at some point, if they hadn't scored, you'd sit to wonder, hey, are we ever going to score a goal here?
Yeah, and they really had a lot of possession, and they had shots towards the net, but nothing that was a great goal-scoring opportunity. That was clearly their best, and they took advantage, and you love the finish. I mean, that's an important part of soccer is when you do get those goal-scoring chances, they can be rare. You have to put the ball in the net. Excellent finish by Kate Riley.
Wildcats, number 17.
Her first goal of the season, the fifth goal of the season for the Wildcats.
Carlson in the 11th minute of the game. The time of the goal is 10 minutes, 36 seconds. The Wildcats goal is scored
another
by
big
Kate
throw. Boy, I
Riley.
like her throw-ins.
Carlson at 10.
She gets some good distance on those. Comes back to her. She's battling for the ball. It goes off her head, not out of bounds, but there's Brecklin there to play that throw in. It'll be back to Two Rivers. Nice recovery there by Cron. It hopped over her, but she still recovered back to get herself goal side. Well done. Brecklin possesses, trying to get it up to her teammate. It was Weisendonner. She can't, but Eagan still wins control. Looking for the goal scorer, Riley. Gets by her. Tough pass when you're going straight down the field and comes from behind you and you're not checking back. That's a hard ball. It's why they say you like to make passes at angles with diagonal runs, because then it's a little bit easier for the person receiving the ball to make that play.
Yeah, just going to say the same thing, Skip. Just the pass needs to be diagonal, and either one of two things has to happen. Either the pass has to be different over the top, let the player come onto it, or alternatively, the player's got to present a better target.
Here's a nice pass in the middle to Carlson. She's going to take that left-footed shot. Picks up a little bit of speed on the turf, so I don't think it was going to go in. It looked like it might have been a little wide, but naturally the goalkeeper Potter takes no chances, picks it up for the punt, and there's Cron again battling for the ball. Goes to Brecklin, back to Cron, into Carlson. Carlson's got time, something that was not said last game. Here's Riley, it's time to spin completely. She makes a nice pass to the outside, just a little too far for her teammate.
Out of bounds, goal kick, Two Rivers.
really unfortunate for Lee there. Just an unfortunate result. She read it right, and Riley delivered a good ball. Lee just wasn't able to get onto it.
Wildcats doing a great job of being aggressive and getting it up onto their forwards to make a play. Here's a nice one by Waldrop to win that. Back in the middle to Carlson. Seems like she's got the ball on her foot a lot today. Nice move, looking for a pass. Finds Riley in the middle, pressured by Lee. Now Riley's going to take another shot. That's blocked by Lee, unfortunately. Here's a shot. This one's going to go wide.
Might be the best save that Two Rivers has had yet in the game.
Warriors.
Let's hope that continues to be the case.
Poor Lee, you know you're snake bit when there's a ball that you just can't quite get onto, and then of course you block your teammate's rocket with your ribs.
Megan Waters, number
just
2,
very
is in the
unlucky.
game. Going off Mariana Dick, number 16.
Definite difference in the amount of defensive intensity between, say, this game and the Rosemount game. Skip is, I mean, it's absolute. I mean, it's palpable. You can just taste it. That's, Two Rivers clearly not as aggressive defensively, and Wildcats are taking the opportunity to really do what they do best.
Yeah, that is the one thing that I've really noticed as well, that when we do get the ball, we've got just a lot more space. Like right here, she's open by 5 yards minimum. That was never the case last game. She's going to take a long shot. Harmlessly goes into Potter.
To get that ball to Riley Lee, we were just talking about some of the bad luck she had. That was a lovely touch. That ball came to her, and with one touch, she flicked it to Riley and set Riley on a wander.
Yeah, the passing has been really crisp, passing to feet, putting it where girls can easily make the plays. Looks like we've got some flyover action going on here today.
We do have flyover action. These are, honest to God, I think these are World War II warbirds. This is going to be really cool. As a history buff, you'll indulge me, Skip, if I call out what I see over there.
Oh, absolutely. Of course, today, 20 years ago today, was the 9/11 attacks. There was a
free kick for the Wildcats.
Somber moment of silence before the game in reflection.
16 Mara Ganji on the kick.
These planes flying overhead are really cool.
It's a PBY. It's a seaplane, and then there was a bomber, some sort of B-26 or B-25 Mitchell, and then that's a Corsair fighter plane. Oh, that's absolutely a treat. What a neat thing. Unfortunately, I'm kind of glad the Wildcats didn't score during that stretch. I would have been paying attention. I couldn't pick up the last one, but what a neat moment. Again, sorry, Skip, as a history buff, that stuff just eats me up.
Well, there are limited opportunities to make those kinds of observations, and it's a perfect day to have a flyover. Of course, I'm sure that's in memory of 9/11. Back to focusing on the live action. There hasn't been a whole lot going on. It's been really in the middle of the field, down towards the Two Rivers end, as well as a while ago when this all started. The Wildcats had a free kick that resulted in no scoring chances. But now we're going to have Kate Cron with another throw-in into the game. Number 13, Caitlin Matzik, junior forward. Wildcats have a shot here. It goes off the pipe. It was a low-angle shot. She tried to sneak it in between the goalkeeper and the pipe. A great scoring chance for the Wildcats. Unfortunately, could not capitalize. An excellent move down there on the goal line to free herself. All of a sudden, she was all alone going in on the goalkeeper.
Well, it started with a brilliant throw-in, and then what a great job by Riley to go around the defender who was shielding the ball. And as you say, Skip, was all alone, one-on-one with the keeper. Tough angle, no question. I almost wonder if she was looking to try to send that across the goal mouth for a touch from one of her teammates.
So we talked about needing that player to step up and make plays. And we've said the name Meg Carlson a lot. She's been all over the field, controlling the ball in the middle of the field, making passes. But then Kate Riley, senior forward, is absolutely looking to put the ball into the net. She's been taking several shots. She's got our goal. I love the intensity up front right now.
Yeah, that would be a really great role for Kate Riley to fit into for this team, to be that cold-blooded scorer, shooter, put it on my foot and it's going towards the net. I don't know if it's going to go in or not, but it's going towards the net.
Well, and I'm going to say this, in almost every case, there's really no such thing as a bad shot. I mean, you put the ball on net, things happen. You know, you get it off the pipe like before, and it goes in front. It creates chaos. Maybe you get a rebound, you know, off the goalkeeper, off a defender, and you can put that in. Or, you know, like the last one, the goal was off a rebound. You know, you never know. You know, you might get a funny bounce, or, you know, like Rosemount the other day on their second goal. You'll get a goal when it really didn't even go in. I mean, you got to put it on goal, and Eagan is doing a ton of that so far in the first half today. There's a nice flick by Riley to get it into the box. Over to pressure, that is Kylie. Can't get the shot. It's cleared out by Two Rivers. Cron will come over for another throw-in.
I'd really love Cron to take a couple steps onto that track to wind up and put this in the 6.
She gets it over the first string, which is exactly what we were looking for. Now she's going to get a deep throw-in. One of the plays here could be to throw it to a teammate's head and have her flick that back to get it deeper into the box. We'll see if that's what they try to execute. Instead, it goes off of Two Rivers, and same result. Ball's cleared to the 18. Here's a shot for Kira Waldrop. A good shot through the uprights. The field goal is good for the Wildcats.
Number 23 wide. Goal kick Warriors.
Not a lot of field goals last night in that game. You talk about a intense, fun football game. If you're a fan of defensive football, that was not the game to watch.
Well, it wasn't. We had a lot of scoring last night when the Wildcats game against Park Cottage Grove Wolfpack. Wildcats fall 44-34, but in the first 6 minutes of the game, we had 28 points scored off of several big, huge plays, and it was just, you know, the pit was full, the band was here, everybody was excited to be back having some normalcy, some common Friday Night Lights action.
Yeah, I turned it on a little late. It was right at that point where it was 14-14, and I had to look at the clock a couple of times. I'm like, wait a minute, they've only played like 6 minutes, and it's already 14 apiece? Wow. That was a sneaky, dangerous play there as Wildcats got it deep again, and Potter had to step off her line to make the play to prevent a streaking Wildcat forward from putting it in. We're going to get a foul called. I believe it's the second of the game against Two Rivers.
Offside, Two Rivers.
Oh, offsides, wow.
Yeah, we're going to have an over and back offsides. Even though she was in an onside position when she received the ball, she started when the ball was played in an offside position. So the referee's going to raise his flag, give Eagan the free kick.
That's probably the closest to midfield you will ever see offsides called. It was right there. Nice call by the AR. Eagan trying to get it in for a shot, but that one goes out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for the Warriors.
I think that flick earlier, I just want to call out Natalie Ward. She's into the game here with about 18, 19 minutes left in the half. Number 3 there in the center of the field, taking over for Kate Riley. Nice flick on off of the throw-in earlier, creating, as you said, a sneaky scoring chance.
Big header there, ball drop off the goal kick. Two Rivers finally controls. They're unable to get it past the midfield line, but now they'll give it a big boot from defense. That one again stopped before it gets to midfield. Comes to the center, there's Carlson. Nice pressure from behind. Against 2 players, she wins it back to Brecklin. That's great play, great defensive pressure from behind. Winning the ball, Ganji's got it back to Brecklin. Looking for a teammate, she's got plenty of time, so she's gonna go deep. Trying to get it up to Natalie Ward. Goes off the defense to the far side. That's Ella Logan, the sophomore over there.
Yeah, Ward had made a nice run, had timed it well. She, as this camera was panning over to her, she looked like she was offsides, but she wasn't. She started to run before the ball was played. Nice job by Ward.
And one of the keys there is, here's a big shot by Waldrop. That's going to go plenty wide. But one of the keys, as I was going to say, is Brecklin had the ball on defense and basically dribbled up 10, 15 yards and had 0 pressure. She had all day to look for a teammate, assess the situation, wait for teammates to make runs to space. That again, is not something we saw the other day against Rosemount.
No, and I think the the difference is you've got, as Parnell plays the ball there and is surrounded by Wildcats in green, the difference is, the Wildcats are obviously playing a team that's not ranked number 2 in the state, but the question is how can they play? Are they playing sharp and crisp and clean and decisive and deadly, ruthless, or are they playing sloppy and playing a lot of kickball? And right now they're very, very attractive to the eye.
Again, Carlson with massive pressure, and her aggressiveness forces the Warriors to kick the ball out of bounds. So winning the ball is Carlson. This one goes into Ward. She tried to play it with her head. The Warriors have no choice but to kick it out of bounds yet again.
Yeah, you get a sense that the Warriors are certainly on their heels, Skip.
To the point where you really want to see the Wildcats get a second goal while they have all the momentum here. Just keep the pressure on, maybe even a couple more goals, and we can do to them what was done to us the other night and make it a daunting deficit going into the second half. This one gets in the middle here. Trying to win it is Eagan. The bouncing ball, tough to get a shot off. Again, fighting for that ball in the air. Matzik, good play. Here's a long shot. This one also goes through the uprights.
One shot taken by Kron, number 24.
So if the football team
Warriors.
needs a kicker to put the ball through the uprights, I think we've got some good candidates here on the field right now as they are drilling the ball. I'd like to see those lower, but I like the good long shot. I believe that was Kron back up from defense. Eagan wins the goal kick. They're going to go down the far line looking for Logan. She's there first. Trying to put a move on. She goes back to wall drop, gets it back. A little two-man game there. Warriors kick it out. Kira with the throw. Looking for either Ward or Logan. Ward gets it but can't control. This one goes off Ganji, nicely done. Headed by Two Rivers. Pressure by Olivia Knoll into the game. And we're going to have I believe a foul called on the Wildcats.
This is a foul called on the Wildcats.
Credit to Two Rivers after giving up that goal. They've so far been stout. I mean, the Wildcats you could say that Wildcats maybe have not taken advantage of every opportunity, but credit to Two Rivers. They haven't folded up. They haven't gone away. They're still battling with just over 14 minutes here in this half.
Potter way out of goal to take this free kick. Of course, with the leg she's got, it's not really a risky play. Two Rivers gets it. They're looking to cross that from the far touchline. Waldrop applies pressure. Ball stays in bounds. Waldrop wins it. Nicely done. Up to Logan. It goes out of play, but she gets it out of the defensive third, at least temporarily. Angie steps up. Gets it to Logan. She goes deep. Ward lets it go over her head. Now it's a race to the ball. Wow, Potter way out. Carlson's there to win that one. Now she's got control of the ball.
Does she know Potter's well out of the net? She had defensive pressure in front of her. I don't think she was able to do it, but Potter was 30 yards out of the net.
There's a cross by Waldrop. I like the idea. She needs to get that out, I think, closer to the 18, in between where you would take the penalty kick, about 15 to 18 yards out, and not get it into where Potter can get her hands on it. Nice defense by Knoll. Pass splits the defenders. Bring it across midfield, but that's knocked away by Hobbs. Here's Kate Cron chasing down the long ball. That one's going to go out of play. She'll throw it in.
Substitution for the Wildcats into the game. Number 22, Kirsten Lee.
Senior defenseman Kirsten Lee comes in off Sarah Brecklin. Cron with the restart. Big throw. That's going to go over the head of everyone. It goes off of the back of Ward. Worked out really well, actually. Cron will get another opportunity. As far as I'm concerned, she can keep throwing it down the line and having Two Rivers keep knocking it out of bounds, and we'll just advance the ball that way. Nice control by Matzik. Back to Cron. She'll give it a boot. Nobody there but the defense. There's Matzik again trying to head it to a teammate. She can't. Won by Two Rivers.
I like Cron sending it forward, Skip, but she's got to try to pick out somebody. She's got to try to get it. That time it was just she was pelling it to an area rather than a person, and that works if everyone's making a run. But that time nobody was making a run.
Goal kick upcoming, Wildcats.
Win this, White. Let's go.
So the clearing attempt goes off of Two Rivers and out of play. First goal kick, I think, for the Wildcats, as there has been very little pressure down on this end of the field, which is exactly the way we want it.
Well, Anderson probably wondering if she's invisible down there because no one's passing her the ball.
Here's a race to the ball, nicely played by the defense, back to Potter. So it was played by the foot. The goalkeeper picked it up. Now that is a judgment call by the referee. The ruling is it has to be intentionally passed back to the goalkeeper. In my opinion, that was not the case. I think she just played it randomly. Would you agree with that call?
Yeah, I would. I absolutely would, Skip. I think you're absolutely right. Number one, referees are told, don't make that call unless it's very obvious or very clear, because the penalty, because the sanction is so substantial, which is an indirect free kick from the point the goalie handles the ball, and also, she was under pressure. She was under pressure from Matzik, so she had to do something to get her. She was kicking at the ball to prevent Matzik from getting to the ball.
Big collision there by Cron and number 25, Lily Leitner. As they were both going for the ball, they both collided, no call. Eagan clears that out of the danger zone. Be a throw-in for Two Rivers. So this is maybe the most possession that the Warriors have had down in their end. And as I say that, a big clear by Eagan. Now it's a foot race. Caitlin Matzik wins that ball. It's a great clear. Unfortunately, the defender's a little bit quicker. But Matzik continues to pressure, so she doesn't let the defender win the ball and clear it. She forces her to kick it out of bounds, and now in a matter of seconds, we've gone from all the way down to the Wildcat 18 up to past their 18. Nice counterattack by the Wildcats.
Absolutely, and it's early to start that play. Matzik was running down the field with her arm in the air, calling for it, almost like a wide receiver in a football game. And the Wildcats, to their credit, got the ball to her.
One of my favorite things from Vikings history was when Randy Moss would put his hand up in the air calling for that deep ball, and he would do it when he's literally about 2 or 3 yards off the line of scrimmage. Like, I already know I'm open, throw me the ball.
Well, easy to do when you're a Hall of Famer with freakish physical skills.
Yeah.
A little harder when you're not that. But you're right. It's a rather entertaining effort.
Riley, number 17.
So I believe this is the second corner kick for the Wildcats. Kate Riley's going to take it. Nice delivery, right where you want it. Looking to get ahead on the ball is Eagan. They can't. Clearing attempt fails. Pass back for a shot. Nice volley with the left foot. That is a hard shot taken there by Weisendonner. So the ball is bouncing. It's on her left foot. I don't know if she's right or left foot dominant, but playing that ball when it's about a foot to foot and a half off the turf is extremely hard unless you just blast it as hard as you can, and typically it goes so high in the air it doesn't matter. She did a good job of getting on top of it and at least keeping it low.
Well, and she was flat-footed at the time, and it's not like she had to walk into it or step into the ball. She really had to shoot it almost with no momentum. Credit to Matzik for getting that ball and playing it back to her, though. I think one of Matzik's advantages with her strength is to play with her back to the goal, and I'd like to see that more from her because I think she's really, really good at it.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I think back to my playing days way back when, and played a lot on the back line. And on these corner kicks, one of my favorite thing was to basically camp about 30 yards out and wait for just that scenario, for the ball to go into the 18 and someone to just play it back. And now I've got a great scoring opportunity from far out. Usually you're wide open because they're not defending you that far from the net, and that's really what happened there. Just unfortunately that it was, like you said, flat-footed because it was so quick, and the ball's bouncing everywhere. She didn't have a chance to really line up and take the shot that she wanted. Nice ball control here by Eagan. The centering attempt is deflected. Pressure by Hobbs. Nice pass out by Two Rivers. Now they get a little bit of space coming down the near touch line. That's number 12, McKellstrom. Can't get by Waldrop. Nice play. And she plays it up, and it goes out of bounds off of Orpin. Wildcat throw.
Substitution for
This
the
will be Yen
Wildcats,
Lee.
Mallory Jensen, number 12, back in the game. Going off, Caitlin Matzek, number 13.
Number 13, Matzek comes off the game. A really good shift for Caitlin Matzek. Into the game is Mallory Jensen, number 12.
And Jensen will move to the midfield and push Weisendonner out to the outside at the forward position.
Weisendonner wins that. She has time, looking for a teammate. Goes past Hobbs all the way over to the far side. Unable to control the ball is Eagan. Big throw headed by the Wildcats. Two Rivers comes out of that pile with the ball. Good patient defense by Eagan, just waiting for the mistake so they can capitalize, and they kick it out of play. Two Rivers will reset with the throw-in.
You really get the sense, Skip, Eagan ought to probably have at least another goal on the board.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking as well. It would be nice to get one more. We talked about that earlier. Here's an opportunity. Let's see if we can get there in time. It's a race to the ball. Potter hesitated, which surprised me. She's been very aggressive coming out of the goal, but she got there just in time. Unable to control is number 14, Bartels. But Two Rivers can't control either, and now it'll be Yen Lee with the throw-in. Lee sliding back to a defensive position here to end the half. There's just about exactly 5 minutes remaining. Ball drop gets it up, nice touch outside. Looking for the give and go. Weisendonner instead splits the defenders with the dribble, very nicely done. Now she goes to the corner, a little too strong. I liked the idea of that. I liked that she was going towards the middle, drawing all the defense that way, and tried to bring it back to a streaking Riley coming down the near touchline. Just got a little too much of it.
Yeah, I think Riley wasn't sure exactly what Weisendonner was going to do. It looked like Riley had slowed down maybe she thought Weisendonner was going to shoot. She was going to come in behind her. Little miscommunication there maybe too.
Oh, nice use of body position to win that one. Bartels trying to get it up to Riley. Now we're going to get a foul from behind. Easy call.
Whistle foul on the Wildcats. Free kick.
Not a lot of fouls in the game, Skip. It's been very clean. I mean, by my count, unofficially, I've got 3 fouls for both teams. 2 for the Wildcats, 1 for the Two Rivers.
Yeah, very nice game. Well played so far. I like to see that. I don't mind physicality, but you want it to be clean. You don't want to see anyone get hurt out there. Nice step up defensively for Eagan. Two Rivers controls. Now they got space. Nice pass down into the 18 to a streaking number 12. She shoots it wide. That was Maggie McElstrom. Maybe the best scoring chance for the Warriors thus far. Unable to capitalize.
Warriors midfielder Megan Waters, number 2, with that great lead ball, that great through ball, setting up McElstrom. And as you say, Skip, skitters off to the side netting, and I'm not even sure it hit the side netting. It just went wide left.
Goalkeeper London Anderson plays that one short to her defense on the far side. Eagan has the ball, nice pass in the middle. Looking to switch fields, they do. Here's Weisendonner controlling it, getting it down to feet. Nicely done. She's got an open teammate across. She sees her, she finds her. Pass isn't quite accurate, but one back by Eagan. Hobbs is on it. Nice shield of the ball. She's got really good foot skills, but unable to beat 2 defenders. Kirsten Lee getting it back to Ganji, over to Waldrop. She's got Yen Lee on the near touchline. She goes through everyone. Nice check back and turn there by Weisendonner. Lee stepping up, pressure from behind. Very well done. Don't let her turn, as that's the key defensively there. Some good passing here by Two Rivers, probably the best we've seen all half. They've connected 6-7 passes in a row.
That great sequence.
Eagan doing a good job getting back and helping out, making sure they have numbers up. Hobbs gets it back to Lee. She's going to go up on the far side. Nice step up by the far side defender. So Lee gives it a ride deep, and now Eagan wins this one. Got to be careful for the offsides there, Riley, but No pass was made, so no worries. Coming down to about the final minute and a half or so. Let's see if Eagan can get a quick one here.
The complexion of halftime will change a lot if Egan's able to pull,
Substitution.
get another goal up on the board in the next 90 seconds and change.
Number 18.
Versus going into this game, into the
Going
half
out,
1-0.
Sarah Wagner, number
I think if
21.
I'm Two Rivers, I'm actually very pleased about that.
Yeah, I would say the way the first 20, 25 minutes went, I think being down a goal or less for the Warriors at half is a good thing. The one thing I've noticed is since Megan Carlson's come out of the game, not as much midfield control for the Wildcats. I mean, she was really
1 minute remaining
having
in the first half.
a whale of a
1
game
minute.
so far. I'm sure she's just getting that rest, and she'll be back out to start the second half. Throw in for Lee on the near side. Wildcats can't win it, but Lee steps up, and somehow that gets through her, but not through wall drop as she knocks it out of play. Nice defense, supporting her teammate. Warriors with the throw. They don't seem to be in any sort of rush. Pass was for Riley. She maybe thought it was to someone else, as that was a little too hard. Eagan needs to get back to that accurate passing that we saw earlier. Set up some scoring chances. Here's Lee. She's going to go back to Ganji. She's going to give it a big boot. Looking for Riley up front.
10 seconds
Nice
remaining.
step up for Eagan. Can they win the ball for a shot? The answer is no. That one goes out. I think that is going to end the half, with Eagan currently leading 1-0 on a nice goal
This is the end of the first
by
half. After 40 minutes of
senior
play,
forward
the Wildcats
Caitlin Riley,
lead the score. The Eagan Wildcats won.
assisted by
Two
Meg
Rivers
Carlson, the senior
Warriors
midder and
nothing.
captain.
Halftime intermission will
So
be
overall,
1 minute.
a really good half of play for the Eagan Wildcats when they desperately needed it.
Yeah, they needed a good half of play, Skip, and they got what they needed. The seniors, I think, I could, look at Carlson, look at Riley. Those players stepped up and really took control of the game when they were in the game, and they saw a little bit of comeback here from Two Rivers late in the half. But I think the Wildcats are in good shape. If they can get one more in the net, I think they're going to be in good shape.
Yeah, and one more thing is that, we've talked a lot about the midfielders and the forwards putting the pressure on and scoring. Let's not forget the play of the back line. They've shut down Two Rivers. I mean, we've barely mentioned London Anderson's name, the goalkeeper, all half long because she hasn't had a save. Maybe one shot was way out of bounds. Otherwise, it's been a couple of goal kicks, and that's it. And that says a lot about the play of our back line, supporting the attack and shutting down Two Rivers.
Two Rivers, there were no yellow cards.
All right, soccer fans, it is halftime, so we are going to sign off for a little bit, but be sure to stick around for an exciting second half as the Wildcats go for their second win of the season. We'll be back shortly.
Wildcat fans, upcoming games for the Wildcat girls soccer team. Their next game will be Monday evening. 2 nights from now, on Monday, September 13th, they will host Minneapolis Southwest in a non-conference game. And the kickoff will be at 7 p.m. here at Wildcat Stadium. The Minneapolis Southwest Lakers out of the Minneapolis City Conference. And the Eagan Wildcats on Monday night at 7 p.m. And they'll be right back here at Wildcat Stadium on Tuesday night, September the 14th. Wildcat girls will host the Eastview Lightning in a South Suburban Conference game at 7 p.m. That game will be preceded by the boys game with Eastview at 5 o'clock. So on Monday, it's the Wildcats in Minneapolis Southwest at 7 o'clock. On Tuesday, it is the Wildcats and the Eastview Lightning with the boys at 5 and the girls at 7. the second half, Two Rivers. The Warriors will defend the North Goal in front of the scoreboard.
Welcome back, Wildcat fans, to Eagan Wildcat Stadium, where your girls varsity Wildcats have a 1-0 lead over the visiting Two Rivers Warriors. My name is Skip Newton. I'm joined by Nathan Cron, and it was a much better first half of soccer than we saw in our first televised game Thursday night against Rosemount. Eagan really controlled play for, I'll say, the first 20-25 minutes. It was dominant to the point where we were a little disappointed that we didn't score more than one goal. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think that's right, Skip. I think the Wildcats were certainly thinking they would get a couple, maybe a couple on the board, maybe even more than a couple. But, you know, fair play to Sydney Potter, the keeper for and her defenders. They, you know, when they were called on to be desperate in their box, they were managed to scoop it away. Yet right now the Wildcats certainly looking very dangerous. That passing, as you said, with Carlson and Hobbs in the middle of the field was very, very good. You know, we talked about it against the Rosemount Irish. You know, if you can string together 5, 6, 7 passes, feet to feet, you know, passes to feet and things like that, you're going to have some real success, and the Wildcats did that.
Yeah, the statistics on the board really tell a lot of the story. Egan's had 12 shots. There's been 4 saves for the Warriors. The Warriors have 1 shot. It was not on goal. Zero saves needed by London Anderson so far in this 1-0 game. And we are starting the second half as Eagan immediately trying to get it back and put more pressure on. I think the tone set here in the first 5 minutes will tell us a lot about how the second half is going, especially, you know, if either team can get a goal. The next goal will provide a huge momentum swing for whichever team can get that.
We're going to see Riley up front with Weisendonner and Lee at the on the outside wings. You're going to have Carlson, Hobbs, and Jensen as your mids, with Ganji and Brecklin at the center back position, with Cron and Waldrop at the outside back positions. So very similar to, if not identical, I think, to the starting lineup that we had. And that was a starting lineup, Skip, that, as you mentioned, for the first 15, 20 minutes, say 20 minutes of the half, really were dominant.
Carlson one-times that down the line. It goes out right around the 50. Be another throw in here for Two Rivers. Big throw over the head of Cron. Bounces past Brecklin, but she'll play it back to Anderson. Nicely done. Anderson lines it up and gives it a boot. There's Lee. Nice header to get it past Two Rivers. Weisendonner comes back, trying to get it to Carlson. Good pressure from behind. But Two Rivers controls it over here with a couple of short passes. Goes back. She's got space. Would like to see some more aggressive defense. Here we go. Now Wildcats step up. Nicely done. 2-on-1 here. Not letting her turn. She puts it in the middle of the field. Nobody there but her teammate. Well played to Wagner. She goes to the far field. Two Rivers controlling the ball. Trying to get into a scoring opportunity. Defended closely by Hobbs and Brecklin. Here's Lee. Waldrop steps up nicely. Good communication there between Waldrop and Lee. Lee wins that one. Passes over to Weisendonner. Over to Waldrop. She's going to go down the line looking for Riley, the goal scorer. Riley tried to run through that one but couldn't. Carlson quickly heads it back. Controlled by the defense. Kate Riley with the pressure. Nice spin pass to her teammate, Lucy Wedower.
Best sequence of play we've seen from Two Rivers yet in this game, Skip, coming out of this halftime. Obviously, the coaching staff having a conversation with the players and making sure that they come out with the requisite amount of intensity. But right now, this is as good as well as they have played in the entire game.
Of course, the only loss of the season for Two Rivers was a 3-2 loss in overtime. So they're used to either winning or having close games. I think maybe they got I don't want to say the riot act at halftime, but I'll bet the coaches were a little more intense, saying, all right, girls, that was not our best half of soccer. We need to pick it up. There's a cross into the 18. Cron nicely plays that out with her thigh. Right back in deep. This one's going to get all the way out the goal line for a goal kick for Anderson.
Wildcat boys and girls booster clubs would like to thank our platinum sponsors for this year. Sponsoring the Wildcats at the platinum level: Eagan Arms Public House, Eagan Hockey Association, Wave Soccer Club, Elite Feet Training, Minnesota Orthodontics, and Summit Orthopedics. The gold sponsors are Birchwood Dental, Rami Quarat with Coldwell Banker, John and Melanie Willie at Edina Realty, Dunn Brothers Coffee, Divine Salon, The Urgency Room, and North Oaks Blast Soccer Club. Thank you to all of our platinum and gold sponsors this year from the Eagan Wildcat Booster Club.
This one flicked into the middle, played out by Waldrop. Nicely done. Riley coming back to pressure. Can't quite get there in time, but forces a quick pass by the defense of Two Rivers, but they shield the ball as it goes out of bounds for a quick reset throw. Brecklin over there. She goes back to her teammate, Ganji. Gets it up to Carlson, who turns and fires, looking for Weisendonner. Good move there by Two Rivers to go past, and she finds an open teammate coming near the touchline. She spins it back in the middle. Here's a pass in the middle, looking for a shot is number 4. She puts one harmlessly on the ground, scooped up by London Anderson, and that is the first save of the game for London Anderson, and we are almost 45 minutes in. But the pressure and intensity by Two Rivers has absolutely increased this half, so we'll see if the Wildcats can answer. One of the things I've noticed is that they're doing a little more kicking the ball to get it out of pressure versus passing the ball to a teammate.
Yeah, a little bit of standing around at the forward and midfield position, not moving around the way they were in the first half, Skip.
Cron plays the ball. The fans of Two Rivers wanted a foul, did not get it. Play resumes.
No, biased though I am, that was a magnificent tackle.
This one played deep, and it'll be another goal kick.
Goal kick, Wildcats.
Unfortunately, the ball has been down in this Wildcat zone for the majority of the second half, so we'd like to see them get more pressure on the Two Rivers defenders. Be a big goal kick here for the Wildcats. Nice flick over the head there by Lee. She wins that up to Riley. Riley makes a nice move. She's free down the right side. She's got Weisendiner coming down the middle. She tries to get it over. Nice play by the defense. That goes straight to Lee. She's going to take a long shot. This one's on goal, but an easy save for Potter. So nice little attack off the goal kick there by the Wildcats. Really started by that move by Kate Riley on the far touchline to free herself and get things moving.
And don't want the Wildcats to go away from, if you're a Wildcat fan and supporter, you don't want the Wildcats to go away from what was working for them in the first half. And right now they haven't quite captured that back. I mean, to be honest, Skip, you have to have the ball to pass. And right now, Two Rivers has seen much more of the ball here in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely they have. They are definitely controlling the ball much more than we are. Here's a pass back to Potter. She plays it over to an open teammate on the far side. That's Hool. Advancing it past midfield, pressured by Carlson. Or I'm sorry, that's 14, Ellie Orpin. She goes down, no call. Carlson just throws it in.
Substitution for the Wildcats.
Substitution delayed that restart.
Back in the game. Going out, Yen Lee, number 11.
Looked like the assistant referee and the center referee had a difference of minds there as to what they were going to call, but the center that ultimately controls that. That's a great ball down the line.
Yeah, nice move there on the far side. Can she pull it back for a shot? She cannot, but she earns the corner kick. So just into the game, number 13, junior forward Caitlin Matzik had a few different options there. She could try the poor angle shot. I think what she wanted to do was bring that back. She had a couple of teammates in the box in front of the goal, but well defended by Two Rivers to force the corner kick. The third of the game for the Wildcats. Let's see if they can capitalize on this great goal-scoring opportunity. They go short this time, mix things up. Well defended. Not sure I would have made that same decision since the defense was right there. I think I would have just gone deep with it. But I admittingly like the long play into the goal more so than I don't on corner kicks. Now that they're at this age and this ability, they can get it in front of the net every single time. I say just do it.
I think that's right. I think you also, the short kick, the short corner works when as a change-up, I think. It's kind of the thing you do when they're expecting you to go long.
And there's a great long ball into the box. The head goes up and through the football uprights. Won nicely by the Wildcats. A good shot, unfortunately too high. The one corner kick play I've not seen us execute yet this season and they did this a few times last year and they were successful, would be a long, hard ground ball towards a girl that would be checking towards the corner, and it's really just a feint. What she ends up doing is running over the top of it, and she's got a girl behind her that comes in for that shot right at the top of the 18. The idea of the feint is that by her streaking to the ball, of course, that's where all the defense and the goalkeeper's eyes go. Everybody runs up. They don't even see the girl behind her. I know that's in the Wildcat playbook. We'll see if they get an opportunity to run that play here today.
I can clue you in a little bit, Skip, given that we've only been able to broadcast these home games, but that was on display in a preseason scrimmage. And my guess is the Wildcats would save that for perhaps for a game when they need a goal. They want to make sure that there's no extra film on that outside. I don't think film study's quite as strong as it is, say, for football here with girls soccer, but they might be keeping that in their back pocket.
Absolutely. Kirsten Lee can't win that ball. Battling number 21 there, Sarah Wagner.
Wagner's had an excellent game. Oh, this is a miscue by the Wildcat defense.
Taylor Terniskas wins that, number 5. Gets it over her teammate. Up is Lucy Wedewer. She puts it in the box. Played by Waldrop out to Lee. So played back into the box. Chipped up high, but not out. There's Ganji. Brecklin comes over to keep things outside, so a little bit of pressure here by Two Rivers trying to get that game-tying goal. Just under the 30 minutes left in the second half.
Have to buy Brecklin a large truck because she's absolutely the garbage woman there, being able to clean everything up for the defense that had clearly gone into full ant scramble.
Yeah, the defense of Eagan really doing a nice job of supporting each other, making sure that if the last girl back is playing the ball, that somebody gets behind her just in case something goes wrong. Nice little feint there by Weisendonner. She's trying to outrun 2 defenders. She can't, but kicked out of play by Julia Terniskas.
Yeah, and that's not Weisendonner's game. Weisendonner's game is not a track speed down the side beating 2 defenders. It's playing physical and having good turns in the middle of the park or middle of the pitch and putting shots on goal. And so, credit to Kylie to try to do something different as Hobbs steps up and puts a move on.
Oh, nice ball by Hobbs. Did you get too much of it? I think she might have. Good hustle there by Matzik. She does win it. Oh, I loved the moves at the center. I liked the pass through, although, again, on this turf, that's a tough pass to make. Excellent hustle there by Matzik. Unfortunately, she got there in time, but really couldn't do anything with it, and it just went off her foot and out of play.
We've seen that happen a couple of times here for the Wildcats. That time, I think, where sometimes it's a miscommunication and the balls, either miscommunication, the balls hit too hard. Sometimes I think they just misjudge the speed of the turf, and I think that's what happened there. It was a great ball by Hobbs. I think she just thought the turf would bite it more, and it didn't.
And a lot of times when you get a midfielder like Hobbs, who's so good at foot skills and so good at seeing the field and passing, that every once in a while she needs to get a little selfish and look for her shot. And I think that might have been an opportunity there where she has the foot skills to take her defender one-on-one. She was already in the middle of the field. If she can get to a spot where she can get that shot off, she's got a great angle. And I would like to see her be more aggressive in that situation for her own shot. Up to Riley. She flicks it over. Weisendonner. Kirsten Lee, nicely done to win that one. Looking to get the ball to a teammate. She gets space, so she goes back to Kron. Plays it up for Matzik. Matzik trying to shield the ball. Well done. Spins it past. Still fighting. Nice battle over there between her and the defender. Ball doesn't go out. Still hugging the line. Brecklin steps up, passing it back. Matzik knocked down, no call. Carlson into Hobbs. She's pushed down from behind, no call again. Here's Maraganji tracking it down. She's open by about 25 yards, so she's got plenty of time to retrieve it and take a look. She's got Waldrop on the near touchline. She goes across to Brecklin.
Very surprised there, Skip, that Hobbs didn't win. I believe it was Hobbs. Hobbs didn't win a call there. It certainly looked like there was contact from behind, and usually those are calls that are pretty easy for a referee.
Especially with the arms extended, which is what I saw, and that feels like a no-brainer. Like, okay, you really can't let that one go.
For the Wildcats, back in the game is Ella Logan, number 15.
Into the game, sophomore forward Ella Logan. About just under 27 minutes left to play. Eagan trying to get that ball into the middle for a goal-scoring chance. Let's see what they can do, maybe force a corner here. Nice spin by the defender and win by the Warriors over the head of Cron. There's Brecklin there to back her up nicely. Punches it back up the touchline and unfortunately out, but it went off of Two Rivers, so it'll be Eagan throw. Well done. Cron with the big throw. Tapped in, deflected off Logan. This one goes all the way back to Ganji. Quick restart back up to Waldrop. Let's see if she can use her leg to get a shot off. Here she's got it on the right foot. She blasts it in. Unfortunately did not get enough of it. That one becomes an easy save for Potter. I like that she looked to shoot that. She's got the leg. She just didn't connect the way she normally would. Nice play by Ganji to get it out of harm's way. Two Rivers playing it all the way back. Nice passing here. 4 or 5 connected passes in a row. Egan's got to start pressuring the ball. They're not putting much resistance in. Ganji, good use of body to win space. Nice pass into Brecklin. Unfortunately, well defended. A little bit of trouble here, but Ganji finds herself with a little bit of time. Can't get enough on that clearing attempt. Waldrop steps in, taps it up, and here's Weisendonner. She spins, unfortunately, right into a defense.
I'm not sure Weisendonner knew there was a defender there.
Oh, nice stick there by Waldrop. She gets it right up to Ella Logan. Can she use her speed? And oh, she needed to get past that defender. Hustles back nicely to defend the ball, but can't win it. But they force the turnover. There's Lee looking for Logan again. This one's kicked out of bounds. So that play by Logan, I loved how after she lost the ball, she came back and aggressively defended. What I would have liked to have seen from her is there was nothing but 40 yards of space behind the defense, and the defense was right on her. Just kick that thing down into the corner and use your speed to run onto that. Basically a pass to yourself.
And Wildcats not connecting passes right now, Skip. They're not playing like they did in the first half at all. And I think that's why Two Rivers is really climbing back into this game from a momentum standpoint.
Yeah, you nailed it. They are passing the ball better than we are right now, and we need to get back to that. We've made some poor passes where we've basically just passed it to them or just kicked it out of bounds, or we're just kicking it deep to get it out of danger. Pass with a purpose, I believe, is how they train it. This one's won by Two Rivers looking for a shot. They don't get one. Nice defense there by Ganji. Cleared out. Pressure from behind by Logan. Well done.
Yeah, Logan's going to be arrested for thievery because she absolutely picked her pocket.
Hobbs plays it back. Now the long ball, but no one's there except for Two Rivers. They almost dribble it out of bounds by themselves, but they're able to save it. Loose ball goes to the Warriors. They control it midfield. It was a good cross of the field initially, but then they kicked it right back to where Eagan was. Trying to get it up to Logan again. She can't win that. I'd like to see her go for that a little more aggressively. Hobbs controls in the middle. Nice little footwork to get past one defender. She's got space. She's looking for Matzik coming down the far side. She can't win it.
Credit to Hobbs. She put a little less on that ball because the last time she threw a ball out there to Matzik, I think it ran out. But that time, of course, there wasn't quite enough on it. You almost get a sense that these players just need to keep playing on this field and on this surface until they can get that right touch.
Yeah, so the timing is a little bit off, but they're still playing hard. They're getting the ball down there occasionally. Like to see that pressure increase a little bit more for the Wildcats. The ball goes out of bounds at midfield.
And the longer this stays a one-goal game, the more Two Rivers is going to have a belief that they can climb back into it. An extra goal, as you said earlier, Skip, is going to make a huge difference.
Ball played, deflected back to Ganji. She's going to go outside to Waldrop. She's got some time. She uses it wisely to settle the ball, takes a look. Errant pass towards Weisendonner.
Somebody's got to come back
Push
and
from
help.
behind several times. I don't know how much more needs to be seen there. Finally, the call. Apparently no call we made unless you fall down.
The Warriors, it's a free kick for the Wildcats.
I see Waldrop find Weisendonner's feet rather than push it towards her.
Agreed. Boy, nice ball near the 18. Here's Weisendonner looking for a shot. Can't quite get it. She's knocked down again. No call. Eagan has it. Pass back to Waldrop. She takes a touch. Loses control. She's got support. Ganji pressure from behind. Well done to get rid of that soon. Nice play by the Two Rivers defenses. The Wildcats were converging on her from all sides. Ball goes out of play. We'll have a Waldrop restart after a bunch of substitutions here.
I want to say thanks to ETV for being able to help us broadcast this stuff. I mean, we can't do high school sports, local high school sports, without ETV, and ETV, generously gives us a lot of their time, effort, money, and staff, all of those things. And so, thank you very much to ETV. I want to mention our crew: Josh Sibley, Aaron Thomas, and Michelle Blasco here today. And of course, we'll be here for all of the home varsity soccer games as well as the varsity football games. So please join us here on ETV, or either online or on the YouTube channel. And of course, those replays are also available.
Here's a nice pass up to Natalie Ward, who just came in the game. She's looking to get her shot off. She spins and fires a right-footed shot. That bounces harmlessly in front of Potter. Quick little attack there by the Wildcats. Big punt by Potter goes all the way down to the Eagan side. Hobbs playing against two defenders. Oh, a nice pass gets past the defender. They're free on the far side. Now they've got numbers. If they can execute good passes here, they get into the box. But nicely played by Eagan to prevent a shot on goal.
You can see it on the bench, the Warriors coaching staff exhorting their players to keep up the intensity. Two Rivers right now in charge of this game. Despite the fact that Eagan's winning 1-0 on the scoreboard, Two Rivers is really dominating this half so far, Skip.
Yeah, it's been a disappointing turn of events at halftime. I'd like to see Eagan, again, like we've talked about, more short passes. It feels like they're kicking the ball long a lot, and that is costing them possession.
Well, I think the place to have long passes is to get another great ball in for the Warriors. It's thrown away.
Oh, nice step by Ganji. It's like a poke check. She gets that one out of harm's way, but is right back in there.
I mean, I think the time to have passes, bigger passes down the field is when you're in, the attacking third. But I think the success that Eagan had in the first half, there were a lot of, as you say, short passes in the midfield, in the middle third. And right now, it's just Eagan's gotten back to its unfortunate habit, I think, of blasting the ball towards someone, hoping that either a bounce or some flick on is going to work, and it's just not.
We're down to about 18:20 left to play. Substitution again for the Wildcats. Kate Cron comes back in at defense. So back to our starting back line. There's a push from behind. Easy call. A little bit delayed against Hobbs, but she finally got a quick restart for Eagan. Here's Waldrop. Nice move as she gets past the defender, who did not expect that, I don't think. She's coming down the near touchline. Passes to the middle. Eagan can't win that one.
First varsity action for Olivia Owning. Owning on the field.
So she was a late add to the roster. Always exciting to get your first varsity action. She's number 21. We got an offsides call on the Wildcats.
I like to see offsides calls, not just because it's unfortunate that it's an offsides call, Skip, but the reality of it is the more offsides calls you have, the more you're attacking. The more you're in the attacking half, the more good things you're doing in the forward position. So as much as you don't want an offsides call, given where Eagan has been this half, as that ball's blasted again, instead of taking the easy pass, it's blasted at one of their teammates.
Yeah, the short game has disappeared. But I liked your point about the offsides. I mean, I've had coaches, and I've said this myself as a coach. If you don't get a few offsides calls in a game, you're not playing aggressively enough. Because if you get offsides, that means you're pressuring their last defender, and you absolutely should be pressuring the back line. Nice pass up to Ward. She controls nicely. Nice little spin move down the near touchline. She's got a defender on her trying to get it either into the middle or a scoring chance. That pass is deflected up into the air. And we're going to have a push on Olivia Knoll, who just came into the game. Senior midfielder.
Referee doing the smart thing there, allowing play to continue. Some of the Warrior parents wondering where the foul was. He was playing advantage, allowing the Warriors a chance to advance the ball and try to turn that into a scoring opportunity. As soon as that dissipated, he blew the whistle and he brought it back for a foul.
Well, and as you know all too well, the patience level of parents on calls is about the equivalent of a 2-year-old. And there are times when parents will complain about not getting a call, and they literally haven't given the referee enough time to physically move the whistle into his mouth and blow it. Oh, here's a good shot. It goes wide. Maybe the best scoring opportunity and shot of the game there for Two Rivers. A long ball with 15 and a half minutes to play.
Yeah, nice shot by Wagner. She did an excellent job of controlling the ball, and the Wildcats did not do a good job of closing her down defensively. She had room, and she was able to put the shot towards London Anderson.
Ward controls nicely, but the pass too tough for Carlson in the middle.
I mean, that's a perfect example. That pass needs to be softer. It needs to be or to Carlson's feet.
Hobbs pressuring. There's a left-footed ball. Anderson scoops up easily, just wide of the net.
Eagan with 4 shots, 3 on goal in this half unofficially, and Two Rivers with 3 shots, 2 on goal this half unofficially. So it's been very even here in the second half, which is not what Eagan wanted to see and should really be expecting.
Carlson tried to get that up to Ward and just didn't execute on where she wanted that ball to go. It was an opportunity there. The pass was definitely available for Carlson. She had time. She looked up. She saw Ward streaking across field and just kicked it too far towards the middle. But that kind of speaks to the points that we've been making about the short game versus the long game. The longer the pass, the more difficult it is to execute and get it to where you want it to go. Wall drop, throwing that one in. Ward plays it up. This will be a Two Rivers throw. Or not. I guess it went off Two Rivers.
I'm equally confused about that, but obviously they're both referee. The AR in the center saw something you and I did not.
Nice move by Riley to control. She goes back to wall drop. She plays it deep into the middle. Carlson over her head, but to her teammate, back to Carlson. She controls, looking for Riley. Can't quite get it there. Not played great by Two Rivers, but luckily enough goes right to her teammate. Now they streak down the far side. Cron shielding the ball. Two Rivers letting her know that she's there from behind, but she'll take the throw and bombs it over everybody's head. Carlson has it, goes to Hobbs. Hobbs controls. She's got Ward on the near side, nicely done. Ward can't quite spin her defender. Two Rivers controls. Wall drop stepping up nicely from defense. Unfortunately not to an Eagan teammate. Here's Carlson. She can't win that one.
Too much indecision between Carlson and Weisendonner there. They need to be able to, somebody's got to jump to that ball.
Brecklin over there to pressure nicely as it had gotten past Cron, who had stepped up. Ganji to clear, back to midfield. Cron knocks that one out of play. It'll be a throw-in for Two Rivers. We're down to 12 minutes and 15 seconds remaining.
If you had asked me, Skip, if the Wildcats were going to score another goal in this first, during the play of the first half, I would have said absolutely. I'd be surprised if the Wildcats only score a goal. But right now, I think they're going to be grinding just to get another goal.
Nice pass there by Ward. Up to Riley. She's got a girl in offsides position, so she doesn't make the pass. Instead, she splits the defenders, and she controls it. Unfortunately, number 13, Julia Ternitskas, with the speed to play good defense. Otherwise, she had a breakaway. Nice move by Kate Riley. I think she recognized that her teammate was offsides and didn't make the pass.
Yeah, owning it drifted into an offsides position, and Riley was able to check that.
So Ward and Owning off. And this one thrown in, and unfortunately Ella Logan plays it. Nope, looks like it's going to still be Eagan throw. All right, Ella Logan has it. She turns. Left-footed shot. Oh, a pass on the ground would have been perfect if we would have been there. I like that pass back towards the 18. Unfortunately, Eagan didn't win it, but we get the throw, and here's Waldrop again, going deep for Logan. Deflects it in towards Weisendonner.
Wildcats need to be more aggressive on these throws. It's maybe not the first ball, but they've got to be the second touch, and they're not aggressive enough yet.
Nice pass into Weisendonner. Unfortunately, her touch gets too far away from her, and she can't get the shot that she was trying to set up. Ganji trying to punching it back in, goes straight to Two Rivers. Deflected there by Eagan. Ganji will track it down. She's going to go all the way back to London Anderson. Good choice. Anderson gives it a ride. Headed by Two Rivers. Played by Brecklin over to Kron. Nice control by the Wildcat back line. Trying to reset on the far side. There's Maslick into the game again. Hobbs up to Maslick, just out of play. Coming up on the 70-minute mark of the game, 10 to play.
I think the Wildcat coaching staff, there'd be a tendency in a must-win, as you say, Skip, we talked about it earlier, perhaps a must-win game, a tendency to want to go into your shell, park the bus here. I think the Wildcats should really be attacking. I think the Wildcats really want to continue to try to get back to what they were doing in the first half.
Yeah, 10 minutes left is really, that's a lot of time to kill in soccer, in my opinion. So I agree. I would like to see them stay aggressive or get more aggressive, depending on how you feel about it. Nice play by Weisendonner. Moves into open space. She's going to go deep. She's onside. Oh, they're going to call that? I got to trust that he was in the perfect position to make that call.
Yeah, I think it was very close, Skip. It was very close. Weisendonner, I think, held onto that ball maybe just a step or two too long. Logan was desperately trying to stay on side. Although why they're letting him...
Yeah, I don't understand what they're doing here.
The kick should be taken from the 35 or 40-yard line, not the 45. But, again, this is... Yeah, and Coach Dylan Ron, assistant Coach Dylan Ron saying, wait a minute, isn't the offsides way back here?
Where the ref was standing?
That's right. Where the ref was before he walked forward 15 yards. It's a miss by the referee crew.
A rare miss, I will say. I think it's been a well-called game. A couple calls we would disagree with, but that's always going to be the case. Nothing outlandish or significant that would impact the game.
Yeah, nothing glaring or game-changing, right? Real opportunity for Two Rivers here.
Nice flick by Two Rivers. Smartly let go by Brecklin. Good, what I will assume is good communication coming from London Anderson, letting her know, hey, I got this. Let me give it a boot. She waits, as she should, to let her team get down the field. Sometimes those goalkeepers kick it too quickly, and they end up kicking it to nothing but the other team. Hobbs battling for the ball. Shields nicely. Passes over to Crom, but can't quite connect. Two Rivers has it. Nice pass into the middle, looking to get a shot off. Nice step up there by Brecklin. Cron pressuring. Wins control, well played. Goes down the touchline, really her only option. Matzik is there, shielding perfectly. Now back to Carlson, gives it a boot. I think she had a little more time to be patient with that one, but she's trying to get it out of danger, clearly.
Well, someone's got to come to Carlson there.
Yeah,
someone's got to come to her. I mean, she's trying to cover way too much grass, and there's way too much pressure here by Two Rivers.
Carlson wins the loose ball. Nice pass up to Logan. Back to Hobbs. She's going to get pressure from behind. Evades that. Back to Brecklin. Brecklin long ball towards Matzik. Gets a little too much of it over her head. Now Two Rivers controls. This is Wagner. Carlson has it. Taps it past the defender. Not quite played the way they wanted. Logan deflects it across field. Eagan applying pressure, but can't win the ball. Here's Wagner again.
Forgive me, Skip. That was it was three players pressuring that ball. I'd like to see the one player pressuring the ball and the other two looking to take away passing lanes.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, you can get caught with too many girls down the field, and the ball has already been reversed the other way. Nice tap by Riley. So really, there's only two results of that play she just made. One was what happened. It goes off the defender and out of play, and we get the throw in. The other one, she gets it past the defender, and because the defender is running the wrong direction, she's off to the races. Nicely done.
We're going to have a handball against Two Rivers.
So this is close enough, in my opinion. You find whoever has a strong enough shot, and this is a shot.
Yeah, it should be on frame, and one or two of the Wildcats coming from the near side of the field should be crashing the goal. Be running at as the ball's being played.
Perhaps the refs could let us take an extra 10 yards on this. What do you say? Probably not, huh?
I'm guessing not. I would hope that they wouldn't.
So the rule here is you have to be even with the final defender until the ball is kicked. Once the ball is kicked, you can race in towards the goal. So that really should be the timing of this. She does put it on frame. Oh, no, she puts it wide. It was a pass. It's still not out of play. Tracked down by Waldrop. She keeps it in. Didn't have a whole lot of options, but nicely done. Back to Yen Lee. Oh, she splits the defenders. This is Kirsten Lee. She takes a right-footed shot near the post. Unfortunately, it was wide. Nice save by Potter. She didn't know if it was going to in or out, so she took no chances. That was Mallory Jensen. My bad. Mallory Jensen on the shot. Number 12 into the game. Two Harbors wins possession, counter-attacking, down to the final 5 minutes.
Jensen had a great opportunity there. Would have liked to have seen Jensen take that shot just a step earlier. Maybe, I think she maybe rushed. She got a little too close to the defender and maybe rushed it just a little bit.
Oh, nice spin by Matzik. Two defenders, gets pushed from behind, no call. It's knocked down, another no call, and goes out of play.
Well, Matzik's style of play, as we mentioned, we talked about, Skip, it's going to be physical, and she's going to draw contact, and she's going to create contact. And I think it's one of those situations where, Caitlin Matzik's just going to be, she's got to understand how it's going to work, and she's going to have to be make her peace with it. And the fans have to understand that as well. Some of these players play physically. As Two Rivers now sets up for I believe it's their first. Yep, it's their first corner here of the half.
Yeah, an unfortunate bounce off of, I believe that was either Waldrop or Breckman. I can't remember who was over there, but did not go the way the Wildcats wanted. So a great scoring chance as they set up a wall on the near post. This is interesting. I don't think I've ever seen this before. I don't know if they're trying to shield the goalkeeper from seeing the ball, and they're trying to hook it into the far corner. It almost looked like that was the intent, is block the vision of London Anderson and put enough spin on that ball where the corner kick is actually a shot on goal.
And it wasn't a bad kick at all. I mean, Cernakis' corner was very, very, it was very nice. It did drift long, but it had the requisite bend and curve.
Coming up on the final 3 minutes, we'll have a throw-in near midfield. This will be Julia Terniskas. Throwing in for Parnell. Got a jersey pull call against Two Rivers. So Ganji will take the free kick, and she's going to go short, play the possession game with Brecklin. Back to Ganji. She's got Waldrop on the near side if she wants her. She does. She controls. She decides to go deep, take no chances. Riley was there trying to get up to Yen Lee.
A little impatience there by the Wildcats. They had an opportunity to play easy, play gentle to each other. Instead, they hoof it forward with steam, and the ball is turned over.
And especially down under 3 minutes of play, possessing the ball with a bunch of short passes is going to kill time. I mean, there's no fault in that. You're going to kill time and simultaneously maybe set up some open space and get a chance to score. So Weisendonner is out of the game. Megan Carlson comes back in. Of course, we are inside 5 minutes, and when the team with the lead substitutes, the clock stops. So they can't use substitutions to kill the clock. Waldrop wide open is Yen Lee. She's got time to settle that and survey the field.
Take your space.
I like how she's attacking the defender, getting it to the middle. Nice pass. She's got Riley coming down the left side. It's on her left foot. She'll take the shot. Potter saves it, keeps it in bounds, and she's going to look for a quick restart. Eagan needs to hustle back here. Is this going to be a big punt? It's 2-on-2. This one could bounce over the head of Brecklin. It does. Ganji's there. She can't play it. Brecklin wisely had backed her up. She takes absolutely no chances and wisely kicks that one out of bounds for a throw-in, a deep throw-in versus a corner kick.
Yeah, for the next 90 seconds, I think these Wildcats have to have one word on their mind, and that's defense, Skip Newton. I don't think there's any way you can think about attacking at this point.
Nice clear there by Eagan. Matzik has it. She controls a nice pass back. Back up. That's going to spin back to Matzik. She tried to keep it in. Tough play.
Well, ball out of bounds is almost as good as holding it for another 10 seconds.
Carlson, good pressure from behind. Doesn't want her to spin. Nice step over by Yen Lee. She saw the open space and filled it. Well done. That's great recognition, but now Two Harbors still controlling. Ganji defending, trying to keep her to the outside. Doesn't want to let her turn in center, but she is able to do that. Brecklin potentially saving a good goal-scoring chance there as she steps in front of the attacker and kicks it out of bounds. We're down to 40 seconds.
And we have a throw-in infraction, Skip. How devastating is that for Two Rivers?
That is not something you see at this level very often. Ganji wants to get it out of harm's way. There's Jensen battling with it, keeping it out. Well done. The Wildcats definitely do not want to commit a foul here and give them a chance to put it on frame. They're going to get a shot here maybe, but Eagan swarms. Nicely done, shielding the ball. Well played by Ganji. Boy, the patience and the calm of Mara Ganji, senior defender, is able to shield the ball. She didn't panic, kicks it out of bounds, and inefficient end of the game as the Wildcats hold on for a 1-0 win. The Eagan Wildcats end their three-game losing streak with a big win against Two Rivers, 1-0 here at Wildcat Stadium. Nathan, what are your final thoughts on the effort overall?
Well, the effort was certainly there, Skip. You know, there was no question that the Wildcats brought a good effort and a good intensity. And for the first, I would say, 20 to 25 minutes of this game, they looked absolutely dominant. Fell off a little bit in the end of the first half. Then Two Rivers came out and had a much better second half than they had in the first half. Two Rivers, I would say Eagan and Two Rivers were fairly even in the second half, with a few exceptions. And you know, really at that point, it's who wants it more, who's got a little more drive, who has a little more energy or a little more intensity, or maybe some extra smarts. We saw Lee coming over to you know, take a ball from a player that had come back, and things like, you know, the forwards coming back to play defense. So in the end, I think this is what the Wildcats needed. But Skip Newton, there's still work to do with this Eagan Wildcats girls varsity soccer team. There's still work to do to make them better. You know, they need to sustain that type of intensity we saw in the first 25 minutes for the rest of the game. Absolutely.
That is something they can build on, but you know, they're not going to get another practice. I believe their next game is Monday night, so they're playing again right away. We'll be back here with Eagan TV. We love Eagan TV for bringing you all these games. Of course, they're covering a lot of the home games for Eagan Athletics, and we're just hoping that this kind of gets the momentum headed in the right direction, and the Wildcats can continue with a big week coming up, as they've got 3 games in the next week. So for Nathan Cron, for Eagan TV, my name is Skip Newton. Thank you, everyone. Again, the Eagan Wildcats victorious today, 1-0 over Two Rivers. Have a great day, everyone.